Hey folks, so I'm going to go over the lesson plan template that you guys are going to use with the activities that we did today. So one of the things is that I wouldn't do the activity with the washers. I just brought them because we had talked about them last time. It's something I would do later in the practice stage. I wouldn't do it on the same day as present. So let's go through what it is that you need to put in this lesson plan template. So y'all gonna put your name. You're teaching on the 26th, so I already filled that in for you. What are you teaching? Second or third? How much time? Anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes is about how long you should plan to teach for. It really depends on what it is that you're doing. What we also have to decide is where you are. Like I taught a present lesson today. We didn't do preparing. I just did like very late prepare, like, yo, we're about to present. You might be in the prepare stage where your students are not ready to name the thing yet, or you might be in the practice stage where you've already named the thing and you're using it. Here are the practice activities that are meant to help them reinforce what they know about Lola or Loso or whatever it is. So what were my students learning about today? Y'all were learning about so and me. And what things did you already know? What things have to be solidified before we can name so and me? Well, you got to sing songs that have so and me, moving high and low to so and me in the songs, singing high and low for so and me, describing so as sounding higher than me in words of songs like seesaw, lemonade, other so me songs. What are the common misunderstandings or errors that the students might make? In this case, we've only got two things, so they might, say high, low, high. If they're mixing up which one is high and which one is low and moving the wrong way, making a lower movement for a higher pitch, you wouldn't want it to look like that. So that's something where the students might mix them up, or they might sing, so on the low syllable, so instead of they might go me, so, me, so. We wouldn't want them to do that either. So those types of mix-ups. Well, how will I do that? How will I address those errors when they come up? If the students make those types of errors, I'd want to go back, move back a layer and say, all right, we're going to sing high and low again so that they can show me which pitch is lower and which pitch is higher. So just to make sure that they're matching the movements with the high and the low pitches. And then also, saying when we touch our shoulders, it's going to be called so. And when we touch our waist, it's going to be called me. And just reinforcing that to them. If it's something that's too complex and they're not ready for it, you step back and you go, they're not ready yet. They're not ready for that. So it might be just re-showing the hand signs. If they're singing the right thing but doing the wrong hand signs, you just re-show them the hand signs. You might need to re-show Music Street. If I go to do a hand sign activity and, it gets wonky. Just having them step back to high and low. Again, can they hear the difference between the higher pitch and the lower pitch? That's the big thing that I want to make sure of. And if that's not solid, they're not ready to name it yet. So hopefully by the time you get here, it's solid. But you'll find out really fast. If they really don't understand what it is, they'll tell you. So what vocab did they need to know? Well, high and low. They learned so and me, and they learned hand signs for so and me, what they look like out here, like with their actual hands, and what those look like on a staff, and they're in the presentation that I used. So what are my learning objectives? What do I want my students to do during this present portion of this lesson? Well, I wanted y'all to match pitch while you sang Seesaw. That's one for sure. If you're not matching pitch while you're singing it, kind of doesn't help. Unless just the general melodic content or contour is there where you are doing high and low. But I still kind of want it to mostly be matching by the time I'm ready to start talking about so and me. Students accurately singing highs and lows for the pitches. So if we go high, low, high, low, high, low, low, high, low, I want that to be right. I want them to be making sure that the high things, they're touching their shoulders and, that all those things match up. I also want them to use accurate body signs for high and low and so and me. And then what I didn't do in class, but what I would want to do is my just initial practice activity is just do some hand signs and have them sing what was there and make sure that they could do that, right? I didn't do that. I should have done that. Oops. I was really excited to show you guys the washers, which I would not do in the same lesson, right? That's a practice thing that I would want to put later. What are the national standards or the Alabama standards that match up with these things? I like to make sure that I've got a standard or more than one standard that covers what I'm doing. So I picked out a few. I went to the actual website, the NAFME website. I just Googled NAFME 2014 standards, clicked on the general music, and this is what came up. Now, they're not creating, they are doing some performing and maybe some analysis, right? Maybe a little bit of response. So I pulled some things from here. I had 3 of them that I pulled out and thought, these kind of make sense. These make the most sense. So with guidance, demonstrate how a specific music concept, in this case pitch, right, is used in music, or melodic direction, high and low, the difference between them. And I really thought of that as being lesson 2, lesson 3, or lesson learning objective 2, 3, and 4. It could also be explore and demonstrate awareness of musical contrasts in a variety of music selected for performance, kind of learning objective 4 there. I don't know. This was one that didn't feel super great. It didn't feel amazing to me. But then I've also got perform, right? They're not really performing with expression, but they're performing music. It's the only option in kindergarten. This is the perform standard. There are other performance standards, but this is one where it's they're doing the thing. So that's the one I picked because it's the closest fit. And that's what I want them to do while singing Seesaw. What did we need? We needed a computer, we needed a projector and a screen, and we needed the Seesaw PowerPoint presentation. That's what I needed to teach. So here's just my procedures. What did we do? Well, we sang Seesaw. I used a starting pitch of A. Why is it important to do that? Because if somebody else were to teach your lesson, could they do it? Well, I made sure that it was on A, I checked myself so that I made sure it was a good range for my kindergartners. Are the kids matching pitch? Let's hope so. I want to show my seesaw slide with the girl in red and the girl in yellow and ask about which girl is higher in the air. Y'all should say that it's the girl in the red. And then we've done our high and low body signs before, so we're going to sing Seesaw on our high and low body signs. We've already learned this. We're just going to practice it again. Are they matching? Are they doing the right thing? And then I do the present thing where I say, when we touch our shoulders, we're going to say so. When we touch our waist, we're going to say me. It's so and me instead of high and low. Let's do it. Are you doing it? And then present the hand signs for so and me. Have the students match the hand signs. Are you matching them? And then mix them up. Me, so, me, so, something like that. And not sing with them. Have them do it. And then I want to do the other little bit of Music Street where I say, okay, here's where Mr. So lives. Here's where Mr. Me lives. And Mr. Me can't live next to Mr. So because of the flowers, but they're on the same team, so they're always going to be over here. Show them where, So and Me live on the staff and how that, relates to Music Street, using the S, using the M, using the hand sign symbols in PowerPoint, and where they go on the staff. And then we would move on to playing a game or doing something else, whatever is in the rest of the lesson. This should be, a 5 to 10 minute portion. So that's filling out the lesson plan. There you go.